Okay, so it should be this one. Okay, so Alexis mentioned it should start from atom because atom is the smallest unit of matter. So whether A or B. So what happened with atoms? It combined to make molecules. So this one's still a correct answer, both of them. Okay, and then molecules then make the cell, right? So this should be the correct answer. You forget about other choices because you already get the correct answer. How to kind of choose the best answer to try to eliminate the one that is not correct. Okay, now we go to number 2. The brain is, what is brain?
Isn't it organ?
It's not a cell, not a tissue, it is an organ. That's it. If you already got the answer, then answer that. Okay, don't think too much. Sometimes you think twice and then the second answer that you give most of the time will be the wrong answer. Okay, you already get the answer, that's it. Okay, the digestive system is considered as an organ system because what? Organ system consists of
Organs.
Okay, so that should be the correct answer. So this should be easy, right? So if you have this kind of questions, you should be able to answer it correctly. Next, the smallest unit of matter. I just mentioned that before. Smallest unit of matter is the
Atom.
atom. How about smallest unit of life?
Cell. Or molecule.
Yeah. Okay, if the question are asking you what is the smallest unit of life, it will be the cell. But if it is smallest unit of matter, it will be the atom. This that's the question. The smallest unit of life is
No.
Okay, you have the answer the question too. Okay, next. Which of the following is a mismatch? Okay, which one is not correct? A mismatch. Skin organ. Is that correct, right?
Yes.
Neuron is a cell. Yeah, it's correct because neuron is a nerve cell. Epithelial tissue or epithelium is a tissue. That should be correct, yeah. Respiratory system is organ system. That's correct. Brain is a tissue?
No, it's an organ.
No, it should be organ. So this is the answer. The one is mismatched. During winter, bears are hibernating. This is an example of which characteristic of life. Of course, it is not reproduction. There is no way they can reproduce during hibernation. What is going to be? They hibernate because because it is a response or adaptation to their environment. Okay, so that's the answer. And maybe the question is different, like for example, the deer or the the rabbit, for example, will have a thicker coat during the winter time and etc. That's also kind of adaptation. Okay. During exercise, our body is starting to produce sweat. Okay. So this is to maintain our condition, right? This is an example of what?
Maintaining hemostasis.
Yes, this is maintaining homeostasis. Okay. The same thing if the weather is cold, we are shivering because what? Because we try to maintain our body temperature. This is what we call the homeostasis, maintaining homeostasis. The correct step of scientific method is always start with observation. So there are 3 choices over here. So start with the observation. What is after observation? What you have to do? You have to make hypothesis. So this is going to be 2. And then after hypothesis, what we have to do? Yes, making prediction. Both of them are correct. Now, about after prediction, what we have to do? We have to test that.
Experimentation.
We do the experimentation. And then the last one should be conclusion. So this one should be the correct answer. A scientist is studying predator-prey interaction. He observed that rabbit was eaten by snake 1, 2. And then snake eaten by eagle, 3. Okay. How many consumers he observed? How many consumers?
3.
3, because rabbit also consumer. Okay, rabbit might eat the vegetable. Alright, so the answer should be 3, not 2. Okay, because rabbit is also consumer. A scientist studying predator-prey interaction, he observed a rabbit was eaten by snake, rabbit 1, snake 2, and the snake eaten by eagle. Okay, now the question is, how many producers in this study? None, because producer plant or algae, and you don't see that producer in this study, so 0. A scientist studying predator-prey interaction, he observed a rabbit eaten by snake and snake eaten by eagle. What level organization is that he studied? So he just study living thing, which is rabbit, snake, and eagle. Does not study anything else. It's all living things. What is that? All living things, different species.
It's a community.
It's going to be community. If this the same species, just for example, the scientists only study group of rabbits, that will be population, right?
Yes.
So this should be the community in this case. So community. Now, how about if I mentioned that scientists study acid rains that causing problem to the plants and animal? What type of organism that he studied?
Ecosystem?
Yes, ecosystem, because acid rain is non-living, plus the plants, animal is living, that will be ecosystem. So take a note, okay? So the question might be like that. The main decomposers, you have to take a note over here, decomposer. In environments are, which one is decomposer? Algae is producer, algae producer, protozoa consumer, plant producer, is right? Animal consumer. So which one is the correct answer?
Oh, do bacteria?
Bacteria plus fungi. Okay, fungi also decomposer. So make sure you have both this, okay, bacteria and fungi. Even though over here you only give one choices, but if the choice put fungi, then you also choose the fungi. The process of blank leads to the organism that adapted to that environment. What process that causing organism to be adapted to the environment? This is a long process, actually.
Natural selection.
Yes, that should be the natural selection. Hey, which of the following is the most inclusive level? So inclusive means everything's in it. Okay, has more members in it of organization. How about atom? It's very simple. It's not. Okay. How about cell, organism, ecosystem, biosphere? Which one is the most inclusive one from this list? Anybody?
Organism?
Organism only consists of organ.
Is it biosphere?
Okay, atoms. Remember, atom makes molecules. Then molecule will make cell, right? Cell will make tissue. Okay, tissue will combine together to make organs. Organ will make organism. Organism together becomes species. Right? Species that group together is become population. Okay, population make community. Okay, right? Community plus the environment, living environment is called ecosystem. All ecosystem, I'm sorry, all ecosystem in the world is called biosphere. So which one has the most inclusive one then? The biosphere, because biosphere include all of this over here. Okay? So if you don't have biosphere, for example, in the choice, it says ecosystem, then you choose ecosystem. That's because that's the next. The next will be community, etc. Okay, you get this? So should be the biosphere. Right? So biosphere include everything over there. Now, which following is the most inclusive taxon that consists all of the, all the groups? Which one is the most inclusive one?
Species.
Come on, species is only one group, just species. That's very, very exclusive, not inclusive. Species will make what? Will make genus, right? Right. And then genus, okay, if it is taxon, it's become family. Okay. And then family will make classes. Classes will make phylum. Okay. Phylum will make kingdom. Kingdom will make domain. So which one is the most inclusive that has everything?
Domain.
The domain. Okay, remember, inclusive means it has more members. Okay, so the answer should be domain. If you don't have domain over here, let's say I close the domain, which one's going to be the next one? The next the most inclusive one after domain. Cameron, do you have a question? We don't have enough a lot of time over here because of the free Zoom. If there is no domains, the choice over there, which one you're gonna choose next?
Kingdom.
There is no kingdom over there. Okay, remember, just on the list over here. On the list over here,
Oh, it'd be phylum.
it's phylum. Okay, what is the next after phylum on that list?
Classes.
Will be the classes. Okay, just remember that. Yeah, the most inclusive means the one that have more member or more groups. Okay, so that's the classification taxonomy over there. Which of the following the most exclusive? Now the exclusive mean only have, only exclusive for themselves. Okay.
Species.
Yeah. So the more exclusive one will be the species. Very exclusive. Only one type of organism. Okay. Next one. Which of the following process transform light energy into chemical energy?
Photosynthesis.
Yes. So you already get this one, I believe. Okay. So, okay, you ready for this one? Which of the following process transform chemical energy into ATP? What is the name of the process?
Cellular respiration.
So make sure you know the name of process for making ATP is cellular respiration. How many steps? There are 4 steps, right?
Yes.
Glycolysis. It is in cytoplasm. Okay. And then prep reaction. And then citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle and electron transport chain. All of these 3 present in mitochondria. Okay, that's the reason why sometimes the place for making ATP is called mitochondria, because that's the most ATP produced, okay, during PrEP, CAC, and ATC in mitochondria. Only 2 ATP produced in glycolysis in the cytoplasm. Now, which of the following organelle responsible for cellular respiration? I just explained that. Which one?
Is it chloroplast or something?
I just explained that one. Cellular respiration, it has 4 steps. Glycolysis, prep reaction, CAC, ETC. Just a couple of minutes ago.
Mitochondria.
The mitochondria. Mitochondria is the place for making ATP. Okay. Which of the following is considered as ecosystem levels? All human species. So this is the same species will be population, right? All living organism in a specific place is community. Only living things without non-living things. All living organism and their non-living condition.
That would be ecosystem. Wouldn't
That's
it?
the ecosystem right there. So that's one gonna be the answer. Which of the following is one of the 6 major elements of living? Okay, remember carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. That's the 6 major elements. Okay, which one over there that one of the 6 major elements?
Carbon.
The carbon over here. Okay. Now, how about this one? Which of the following is trace element? Trace element mean is not major element.
Zinc.
Would it be zinc?
Zinc, because oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogens are one of the 6 major elements, right? So zinc should be the answer.
Okay.
Which of the following subatomic particle is located on the shell? Okay, atom, it has nucleus and it has shell. So which one located in the shell?
Electron.
The electron. Okay, electron over here. Which one located in the nucleus?
It would be proton and neutrons.
Here, both proton and neutron will be in the nucleus. Okay, so this one, electron on the shell. Which of the following subatomic particle carries positive charge? So you should already get this one.
Proton.
Which one positive? Proton. Okay, negative is electron. Neutron is neutral. Atomic number is based on number of atomic number. Always remember, always the number of
Protons.
proton. Okay, atomic number is proton. That's remember that proton atomic number. There are many questions maybe asking you that. Isotope is an element differ in their number of. Okay, if they're asking you different number of, usually the neutron. Okay, so neutron will cause isotope. Okay, different number of neutrons. Okay, like this one, C. There are the atomic number always the same, which is 6, 6, 6. But atomic mass will be different, maybe 12, 13, 14. Why it's make different over here? Different of neutron number. Okay, the proton always the same. An atom that lose or gains electron is called. So if it is Na, when it is
ion.
when it is losing electron, it's become positive. Right? Chloride is actually get electron, therefore chloride become negative. They all call as an ion. Okay, so ion. The atom that carries charge is also known. So this one, what do you call this? We just mentioned this. It's carry charge. It's called a
Ion.
ion. Okay? Ions is atom that carry charge. 2 or more atoms are binding together to form. You should get this one. Atom make
Molecules.
molecule. Okay? Remember that sequence: atom, molecule, cell, tissue, organ, and etc. Okay. Which of the following type of chemical bonds share electron? Share electron. Electron. Share. Okay, which one sharing electron?
So the ionic bond? No,
No, ionic is ion. okay, which is attraction of ion. This is attraction of ion. There's no share. Attraction of ion. There's no share electron over there. This is the
Be covalent.
strongest, yeah, the strongest type of bond, which is covalent bond. Just remember, if asking you share electron, is always covalent bond. Okay. So it said that meeting will end in 10 minutes. So again, if it is finished by itself in 10 minutes, just take a break for 10 minutes, then you can click the link back after 10 minutes. Okay. So after it is gone, it means that you have break. Okay, that's covalent bond. If it's share electron, there are many questions that asking you share electron. Just remember, it's always covalent bond. The weak attraction between water molecules. Okay, this is the weakest type of bond. Which one is that?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen bond. This is the weakest type of chemical bonds. Due to unequal sharing of electron, water molecule is it's gonna be have charge, okay, which is the okay, it has oxygen and hydrogen, right? Hydrogen will be positive, oxygen will be negative. This is what we call polar. So polar means molecule that have charge. Okay, just remember polar means charge. pH meter measure the concentration of what? pH measure can you hear me?
I can. I'm just trying to figure it out. I can't remember.
That's over there. It's telling you pH meter. H. What is
Oh.
H? Just sometimes something really refer to thing that is mentioned. What is that?
Hydrogen ions.
That's hydrogen ion. H means hydrogen. So it's very simple actually. pH means measuring hydrogen ion. Okay, you see that then H. A solution that pH smaller than 7 is known as, so 1 to 14, then you have 7 in the middle. Lower than 7, above 7, 7 is neutral. So what do you call lower than 7?
Acidic.
This is acid. Higher than 7,
Basic.
this is base. Okay, so acid. So this one should be acidic, lower than 7. Okay, how about the one that higher than 7? We just answered that, right? It's gonna be basic. Which of the following is the most acidic? The lower gonna be the more acidic. It's gonna
A.
be A. Okay, only 2. So very, very acidic. Which solution is neutral?
All right. C for 7.
That's 7. 7 is neutral. A solution that can take excess hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion is called, they're making what we call the buffer. Okay, so the buffer things. So therefore, that solution is called the buffer solution. The outermost electron shell is known as, it has a name. So if you have nucleus and then you have cell, right? The first cell will be only 2 electrons, right? The next will be maximum 8. Right? So the last one over here is called the valence cell. Okay, that's the name, right? The outermost shell is called valence cell. Now look at this. Oxygen atom has 8 atomic number. How many electrons will be in the valence cell? Can you answer that?
2.
No. Remember, on the first cell, only 2. On the outer cell, how many is it going to be?
Oh, it's only 4's in there.
No, come on. You have 8, and then you already have
6.
2 in the first cell. So the last cell will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? 6 plus 2 is 8. So it should be 6. Okay, you get this one?
Yes, I'm sorry, I misread it. I thought it was asking how many shells are there going to be. Okay.
On the valence cell, the outermost cell,
Yeah.
which is 6. Okay, it's over there. Okay, now what is the maximum number the electron can be taken in the first cell?
2.
Only 2. That's what we call the duplet rule. Okay, the first cell only take 2 electrons. How about the next cell? How many it can take?
8.
8. That's what we call the octet rule. Okay, 2 and 8. Duplet and octet. Which of the following molecule is an organic molecule? Organics mean complex. So just look the one that is really complex over there. Has more atoms. Okay, gonna be B. That's glucose. Protein is a polymer. Okay, so this one you have to memorize the polymer. Okay, what is the monomer of protein? Protein consists of come on, you have to memorize this one, otherwise you're gonna have
Amino
problem. Yes, amino acid make protein. So memorize that. How about monosaccharide? It will make carbohydrate. Okay, like starch, for example. Okay, how about fatty acid?
Oil.
It will make lipid. Okay, like oil, fat. Okay, how about nucleotide? It make nucleic acid. Okay, like DNA and RNA. How about water? Water, none. Okay, so that's memorize that. Okay, the polymer and the monomer. Do you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Because sometimes it will gone by itself. You don't hear me. It means that our time is gone. So just okay, take a break 10 minutes if we are not. You cannot hear me anymore.
Okay.
Starch is a polymer that consists of monomer. So what is the monomer of this starch? Starch is carbohydrate.
Oh, we just talked about this. It's
Mhm.
the monosaccharides.
Monosaccharide. Good job. Okay. So again, memorize that one. Okay. The polymer and monomer. Okay. Lipids. What is the monomer of lipids?
Fatty acids.
Fatty acid. Okay. That's memorization. Now, how about the monomers of nucleic acid like DNA, RNA? What are their
Yes.
monomers? That's going to be the nucleic acid. Please memorize that. Okay. Which of the following molecule is monosaccharide? Glucose. Okay, so glucose is the most abundant monosaccharide. The rest is not monosaccharide. Another monosaccharides are fructose and galactose. Which following is mismatch? Is not correct. Starch is polysaccharide. Yes. Okay. Glycogen is also polysaccharide. Yes. Glucose is polysaccharide.
No.
No, glucose is monosaccharide. That's the answer. Okay, the one that's mismatched. Which of the following organic molecule is in energy storage in plant? So plants store the energy
And the
in the form of
wouldn't it be B or C?
this
What was it
one.
again?
That's the starch. Okay, starch, potato, bread. It has a lot of starch. Okay, so plants store the energy in the form of starch. Animal store the energy in the form of glycogen. That's for animal. Okay, so the answer is starch. Which of the following organic molecule is an energy storage in animal? Okay, which one?
It was B.
Yeah, that's glycogen. So glycogen is in animal. which of the following fat is saturated fat? Okay, this is the thing that you have to memorize. Saturated means there is no double bond. Okay, no double bonds on the fatty acid. It's make saturated. Which one's going to be the answer?
That would be D, because you said there's no double bond.
Huh? It has no double bond. Which we are here. Okay. So remember, what is saturated fat? No double bond. If you have double bond, then it's become non or unsaturated fat. Which one is saturated fat over here? No double bond. Okay. Can you see the screen?
I can.
Yeah, which one is saturated fat?
A, without.
It's gonna be a what? Without double bond. So the saturated fat will be solid in room temperature, like margarine, okay, fat, okay, that's gonna be saturated. If they have double bond, it's become unsaturated. Okay, they usually liquid in room temperature, like what? Like oil. Okay, cooking oil, they are unsaturated fat. Okay, which of the following is non-saturated fat or unsaturated fat? Which one? I just explained you before.
Cooking oil.
It's gonna be cooking oil because what is gonna be fluidy, okay, in room temperature. All lipids are, what are lipids? They do not dissolve in water, they fear water.
Oh, so they're hydrophobic.
They hydrophobic. Just remember, all lipids are hydrophobic. They fear water. No, not dissolve in water because they fear water. Okay, so you never ever mix water and oil. They will never mix. Okay, that's what we call the hydrophobic. Steroids is example of steroid does not dissolve in water. They are actually type of fat. What is that?
Steroids do not dissolve in water.
We just have it before. Anything that does not dissolve in water is called
Hydrophobic.
Yeah, it should be hydrophobic. They fear water. They does not dissolve in water. Steroid is hydrophobic molecule. Okay, if molecule mixed readily with water is called, it's going to be called hydrophilic, polar, dissolve in water, mix in water. This is actually wrong question. Okay, because you have actually 4 answer correct over there. Okay, so we skip this. And we skip this. Okay. What type of reaction used for form polymer? If you make proteins from amino acid, you have to take water out. Okay. To make polymer, you have to take water out from the reaction. Now, what do you call that process?
Fermentation.
No, taking water out.
Dehydration synthesis.
What happened if you take water out? It's become dehydrated, right? So making polymer always dehydration synthesis. How to make protein? Dehydration synthesis. How to make oil? Dehydration synthesis of fatty acid. How to make DNA? Dehydration of nucleotide. How to make polysaccharide? Dehydration of monosaccharides. Okay. Now, how to break it? To make polymer, you take water out. To break it is mean that you have to put water in. Okay, what to process that? Put water in to break.
Hydrolysis.
Yeah, water in and then break. Lysis means break. So hydrolysis. Okay, the process that break polymer. Which of the following reaction is an example of catabolism? Right? Remember, ana is synthesis. Okay, anabolism is synthesis. Catabolism is decomposition. Okay, so which one from this list over here that catabolism? Okay, synthesis means making big molecule from smaller molecule. Okay, which one catabolism? Break bigger molecule into smaller.
Polymerization.
Which one?
Would it be D?
D is polymerization, which is making polymer. Polymer is big molecule. So making big molecule is anabolism, is synthesis too. It is not the answer. So which one is catabolism?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea.
You see the synthesis is you don't choose synthesis because synthesis is for anabolism. Okay, so which one is the only choice over there?
Cellular respiration.
Cellular respiration. Remember, cellular respiration break down glucoses into ATP. So break down a bigger molecule into smaller molecules. Okay, that's catabolism. Which of the following reaction is an example of anabolism? Remember, anabolism is synthesis, making bigger molecules. Which one do you think?
If it's photosynthesis?
Yes, if you see the synthesis over there, that's actually the answer. Okay, so photosynthesis. What the photosynthesis do? Making glucose, which is big molecule, from water and carbon dioxide, which is smaller molecule. Right? That's anabolism. Okay, which of the following reaction is endergonic reaction? Endergonic reaction is the same as anabolism, okay? Because energy has to be entered to the reaction. So which one do you think endergonic reaction over here? It should be easy, right? You just have the answer before.
Cellular respiration or photosynthesis?
Come on. Anabolism is synthesis. Ana is synthesis. Okay. So which one is synthesis?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Okay. So make sure you study this. Anabolism means synthesis. Catabolism means breakdown or decomposition. And usually sometimes the name is really telling you what reaction is that. Photosynthesis is going to be anabolism because it's synthesis reaction. Okay. Which of the following organisms do not have nucleus? So we are talking about prokaryote and eukaryote. Right? Okay. Which one do not have nucleus in from this list?
Plants? Oh no, protesta. No,
Okay.
no.
Come on, eukaryote consists of protists, fungi, plant, animal. All of them have nucleus on their cell. Right? So which one do not have nucleus?
Bacteria.
Bacteria. So bacteria are prokaryote. Okay. You get this one? Protista
Yes.
have nucleus, fungi have nucleus, plant have nucleus, animal, of course, we have nucleus in our cell. So the correct answer will be bacteria. Okay, the following structure are found both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Okay, we're comparing prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Eukaryotic. Okay, of course, all of them have cell membrane. That's the characteristic of cell. Cell have cell membrane. They all have inside is called cytoplasm. Okay, they all have DNA or chromosome. Okay, they all have ribosome. Okay, so chromosome, ribosome. Okay, but for eukaryotic, they have additional organelle like RER, SER, Golgi, mitochondria, and etc. So which one do you think that not found, the one that is not present in prokaryotic and eukaryotic? What's the difference over there? That only found actually in eukaryotic cell.
Nucleus.
Nucleus, okay? Because in the eukaryotic cell, this chromosome will be covered in nucleus. So nucleus is only present in the eukaryotic cell. It is not in the prokaryotic cell. Okay, so all of that cell membrane, cytoplasm, chromosome, ribosome will be found in both prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, except nucleus, because nucleus only in eukaryotic cell. Okay, the main frame of the cell membrane is the, what you call this molecule over here that have head and tail. Okay, and it then make the cell membrane structure.
Lipids.
Lipid. What do you call it? It has phosphate head and lipid tail. Okay, what is the name? The exact name.
Lipid bilayers.
Yeah, what bilayers? It has phosphate head and lipid tail. Can you combine that together, become one name? It has phosphate head and lipid tail. That's actually the name it's coming from.
Can you rephrase the question or ask it again?
The main frame of a cell membrane is it's concept of molecule that look like this. It have phosphate head and two lipid tails.
Would it be the phospholipid bilayers?
Yeah, that's the name is coming from phosphate and lipid. Okay, that's the name of the molecule. It's called a phospholipid. And in the cell membrane, it's make two layers. Okay, so therefore it's called a bilayer. Okay, so phospholipid bilayer. If you answer just lipid, it's incorrect. Okay.
You said
So-
it is correct or is it correct?
Hmm?
If you answer just lipid, is that correct or isn't correct?
Incorrect, not correct, because it should be phospholipids. Lipids can be anything. Cholesterol is a lipid. Okay. So it cannot be made of cholesterol in cell membrane. It's made of phospholipid bilayer. Okay, so that's the only correct answer. Okay. Phospholipid molecule has, remember the head is phosphate head and the tail is lipid. Okay, so the tail is hydrophobic, fear water. Okay, fear water. The head is actually hydrophilic, love water. Okay, and remember cell membrane, inside is water. I mean the cell inside water, outside the cell there is water. So how do you think this phospholipid molecule will be arranged in the cell membrane?
Would it be A?
The head facing, yeah, the head facing water inside, and the other head facing water outside. Okay, so the polar head will face the ICF and ECF. That's correct. Okay, because the head love water and we have water over here. We also have water outside. Okay, that should be the correct answer. That's how it looks like. Okay, so the head here and the other head is over here, okay, facing water inside and water outside. Therefore, it has to be 2 layers. Which of the following type of transport does not require energy? Okay. When you read the question, make sure you read correctly. Does not require energy.
Oh, that's easy. That's passive transport.
It's going to be passive. Okay. Passive means no energy required.
Turn it, Juliana. Wake up.
Which of the following is passive transport? Okay. Passive transport, it has 3 types. Okay. Which the first one is simple diffusion. Like oxygens will diffuse easily, okay, using what we call the simple diffusion. The second one is the facilitated diffusion. Okay. The third type of passive transport is called the osmosis, which is movement of water. Okay. So which one is a passive transport?
That's gonna be osmosis A.
Osmosis. Okay, because the other is going to be active transport. Okay, which process transport oxygen into the cell? I just mentioned that. Oxygen, carbon dioxide will use the same type of transport. What do you
Simple
call it?
diffusion.
That's the simple diffusion. Okay, so remember, oxygen, carbon dioxide, they use simple diffusion. Water use osmosis. Which of the following membrane proteins serve in facilitated diffusion for bigger molecules such as amino acid and glucose? So in the cell membrane, you have different type of protein. One of them is the one that carry glucose inside. Okay, this one is called the transporter. Okay, so glucose, amino acids will be used transporter. Another one is look like channel, is called the ion channel. Okay, it will be used by the ion to enter the cell. Okay, so which one is used by glucose and amino acid to enter the cell?
Transporter D.
It's gonna be the transporter. Okay, carrier or transporter. This is just example of the picture. Which process is used by water to enter and exit the cell? You just learned that.
Osmosis.
Osmosis. Make sure you get this one, okay? A neuron release neurotransmitter and transported out by the vesicle with the cell, fused with the cell membrane. What type of transport is that? Okay, what is that? If you have vesicle transport, enter is called the endocytosis. If it is exit from the cell, is called the exocytosis. So which one is going to be for this question? Is transported out from the cell.
It's gonna be exocytosis D.
Exocytosis. Okay, so make sure you get the key word over there. Out, exit, exocytosis. When a white blood cell engulfs the bacteria, the process is called, okay, remember the endocytosis, it can be 2 types. Okay, if the cell making a mouth structure like this and then eat it or engulf it, okay, that process is called eating. Eating means phagocytosis. If it is just enter, okay, like that, it's called the phagocytosis. Okay, so there are 2 types of endocytosis, phago and phino. So which one for this question? What blood cell that eat bacteria? What is the name of the process? Okay, I just mentioned that. Can you hear me?
Is it
phagocytosis?
Yeah, phago means eat. Okay, so that process is called the phagocytosis. If the concentration of solids in the cell is the same as the solid concentration in solid drink solution, the cell is in what type of environment? So we have this in class, 3 container with the cell. This one 0% sodium chloride. The cell has 0.9. Okay, so this second solution is 0.9% sodium chloride, which is the same as the cell concentration. And this one have, let's say, 10% salt, which is very high concentration. So what do you call the solution over here that's similar with the concentration of solute in the cell? Which one?
Well, it's not hypo or hyper because those two means they increase and decrease. So would it be B for isotonic?
Iso mean the same. Okay, so the one that is lower, 0 over here, is called hypo, lower than 0.9, right? The one that is 10 is hyper because higher than 0.9. This is hyper. 0.9 and 0.9 is iso. Okay, the same. So the answer will be iso, the same. Okay, if the cell is put in the hypotonic solution, the cell will what happened with the cell? Okay, you put the cell over here. Let's say the cell has 0.9% sodium chloride, and you put in the water that have 0% sodium chloride. Okay, what happened with the cell?
Would it be C? Would it shrink?
Remember, the water will try to dissolve the sodium chloride. Okay, it means that in the cell you have water, outside the cell you have water. Where do you think water will go? The water will try to dissolve the sodium chloride over here. What happened with the cell is become bigger, 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 and finally explode. Okay, so which one is that?
So that one would be hemolysis.
Hemolysis. Do you remember in the hypo solution, the cell will be hemolysis, will be swelling. Okay. How about if you put it in the hyper solution, hypertonic solution? Let's say you have cell that have 0.9, it has water also, and you put it in 10% of sodium chloride. Of course, there is water also here. So where do you think the water will go? Enter the cell, out, or out from the cell?
Would it try to go out the cell?
Yeah, because the water will always try to dissolve higher concentration of solute over here. So the water will be out from the cell. And what happened with the cell when the water out? It becomes smaller, smaller, smaller. Okay, that process is called the crenation.
Okay, hyper, and this is shrink.
Hyper will be shrink. Hypo will be swelling. How about in the isotonic solution? What do you think what will happen?
If it was isotonic, wouldn't it just stay fresh because they would be
Yeah, it stay the same, it stay fresh because that nothing changed over there. Okay, so in the hypotonic solution, the cell will be swelling. In the hypertonic solution, the cell will be shrinking. In the isotonic solution, the cell will stay the same. Okay, which of the following structure function as the control center? Now, for this one, you have to know all the organelle and their function. This is memorization. Okay, so which one is the control center?
nucleus.
Nucleus. How about ribosome? What's the function of ribosome?
Isn't it storage?
No,
No, it's
it's making, not storage. What is ribosome? Making what? What is the function of ribosomes? This is memorization. You have to memorize this. There are maybe already, if there is a 8 organelle, 8 times 4, it's going to be about 32 points over there. It's a lot of points. What's the function of ribosome?
Doesn't it make proteins?
Making proteins. Okay. And then after it's making protein, it will be stored in where?
The
Come on, this is
proteins.
RER. Okay. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is the store protein. Please memorize this. Okay. These organelles and function. Okay. So RER store the protein, ribosome making the protein. How about chloroplast? What does chloroplast do? This is only in plant.
Yeah, so it helps with photosynthesis.
Yeah, which is making food
Okay.
or glucose. Okay, using light energy. How about lysosome? Lysosome break down foreign cell like bacteria. Okay, how about mitochondria?
This song's going in my head. And I'm trying to make sense of it.
Mitochondria making. This is the power plant.
It makes energy, right?
Yeah, what do we call the energy that make
ATP.
in ATP? Good job. Okay, how about peroxisome? This one break down or detoxify toxicant or drugs. Okay, how about proteasome? This one break down unneeded proteins. Okay, what else? How about SER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum? This one making lipids. Okay, ribosome making proteins, SER making lipids. How about Golgi apparatus? This one modify proteins and lipids into final product. Okay, such as enzyme, hormones. Okay, so make sure you get these all organelles, name and function, because there are many questions, okay, for this cell part. Okay, so go back to this question, then control center is the nucleus. Okay, now how about this? Which of the following organelles synthesize proteins? I just explained that before. Which one making proteins?
Ribosomes.
Ribosome. Good. So make sure you memorize this one. You get this ribosome making protein. How about organelle that make ATP?
Chloroplast?
Come on, chloroplast doesn't make ATP.
Mitochondria.
Chloroplast making food, glucose. Mitochondria. Put on your memorization, mitochondria, ATP. Which of the following organelle produce ATP?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria, that's the same question. It's not tricky question, it's the same question. Which of the following organelle modifies protein and lipids? Okay, to make final product like hormones, enzyme that will be exported later.
Golgi apparatus.
Yes, Golgi apparatus, you get it. Okay, make sure you have this memorization. Okay. Which of the following nucleic acid has double strand? This one should be so easy. Which one is that?
DNA.
DNA. Okay. You can skip this one. You already know DNA double strand. No. How about this? Which one only found in the DNA, not in the RNA?
Was it thymine?
Thymine. Okay. Thymine is only in the DNA. You get this one? How about the other one? Which the following is only in the RNA, not in the DNA?
Uracil.
The uracil. Okay, uracil only in the RNA, not in DNA. Okay, next. The first law of thermodynamics. What is thermodynamics law first? Remember, energy cannot be made, cannot be break, but it can change from one form to another form. That's the
C.
first law. Okay, so C. Okay, so again, it's gonna be gone by itself. When it is gone, then I will let you know when to click the link back. Okay, so energy can be changed into another form, from the light energy into chemical energy, into ATP, into heat, into movement. That's energy. How about the second law? Okay. Yes, it can be changed from one another, but there is always loss, okay, of usable energy. Okay, so that's the second law. The energy conversion will not 100% efficient. There is always loss of energy. That's the answer. Okay.
Didn't they figure this out by dropping an apple?
Huh? Yes. Okay. Next, aerobic cellular respiration produce aerobic cellular respiration. This is all the cellular respiration. How many
38.
ATP? 38. If it is aerobic, always 38. Okay. This is normal cellular respiration, 38. Now, how about anaerobic? Anaerobic means there is no oxygen. This is fermentation. How many is produced? Only. How many ATP produced in fermentation? Only
2.
Only 2. Okay? It's very little number. Okay? Only 2. Which of the following is correct sequence of cellular respiration? We start with glycolysis. So this should be your answer, right? Now, what is after glycolysis? It's going to be prep reaction. Therefore, that's the answer over there. Okay? Glycolysis, prep reaction, citric acid cycle, and then electron transport chain. So C should be the correct answer. Glycolysis occurs in, I mentioned before, glycolysis is in cytoplasm. The rest of the reaction will be in the mitochondria. Okay, so where the glycolysis is happening? In the cytoplasm. Glycolysis produces a net of, glycolysis is similar with fermentation. Okay, how many ATP produced from fermentation?
Maybe 2.
Only 2. Okay, so glycolysis only produce 2 ATPs. From 10 NADH that enter electron transport, how many ATP will be produced? This is the rule. NADH, every NADH will produce 3 ATP. Okay, if it is FADH2, it produces 2 ATP. Okay, now this question, if there are 10 NADH, how many ATP will be produced?
There's 10. There would be 30.
30. 3 times 10. It's going to be 30. Okay, which molecule is produced in prep reaction that will enter the citric cycle? Okay, so glycolysis will produce pyruvate. Okay, and pyruvate then will be used in prep reaction to produce acetyl-CoA. And this acetyl-CoA will enter into the citric acid cycle. Okay, so which one that enter into citric acid cycle over there? A, B, C, D, or E?
D?
Hmm?
No, it would be D. Because that was right there. We said there. So it would be C, A, E.
Hmm? Which one?
I'm thinking,
You have this over here. I just explained it. Glycolysis produce pyruvate, and then pyruvate will produce acetyl-CoA. Then acetyl-CoA enter into the CSC, citric acid cycle. So which molecule enter into citric acid cycle? Hmm? Okay, I explain again. Okay, glycolysis produce pyruvate. Pyruvate will be converted into acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA enter into the citric acid cycle.
So acetyl CoA.
Yeah, acetyl-CoA over here. You see that one? Okay. So acetyl-CoA will enter into the citric acid cycle. Okay, which molecule enter the final state of cellular respiration that function as electron acceptor? Okay, the last one, remember the formula is like this. Okay, it's gonna be produced 38 ATP plus 6 water plus 6 carbon dioxide. The last one that enter is actually oxygen. Okay, so oxygen will enter last in the process. It's going to be 6 oxygen. Okay. What is the byproduct of cellular respiration? What's the byproduct? Remember cellular respiration, the main product that we need is ATP. The rest will be byproduct. So which one's going to be the byproduct?
Is it B?
What is that? Water, yes, and carbon
Carbon
dioxide.
dioxide.
Yes. So water, carbon dioxide are byproduct of cellular respiration. Okay, what is the byproduct of fermentation in muscle cell? So muscle cell will produce ATP, 2 ATP, okay? And there is a byproduct which is lactic acid and carbon dioxide. So which one is the byproduct for this muscle cell fermentation? Lactic acid and carbon dioxide. What is the byproduct of fermentation of yeast? So when yeast ferment the glucose, it will produce 2 ATP, which is the main product, okay? Plus alcohol and carbon dioxide. So which one is the byproduct of yeast fermentation?
D.
Which is, yes, alcohol and carbon dioxide. Energy is released from ATP when, I think we skip this one. Okay, it's going to be so when ATP actually release or remove the phosphate and yielding ADP and the energy. Okay, so that's the answer. Now G1S, G2, they all known as what? This is the cell cycle. It has, so again, so the cell cycle consists of 4 stages. Okay, we start from G1, S, and G2. And the last one is called the mitosis, which is M. This is when the cell is dividing. So it has 4 stages for mitosis. P on met, right? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. The rest of the process over here from G1 until G2, okay, that's when the cell is in interphase. They are growing and synthesis. So the question is, the G1S and G2 of cell cycle are collectively known as
Interphase E.
interface. Yes. Okay. That's all interface. Nuclear division occur during, so remember again this cell cycle. The M over here when the cell divided, and this is also when the nucleus divided. Okay. So which one do you think the answer?
Well, considering the things that is showing, it would be mitosis.
Yes, there's going to be M or mitosis. That's correct. The correct sequence of mitosis, you have to know this one. I mean, you already know it actually. What is that? Start with prophase what? This one is your choice. What is after P?
Metaphase.
Yes, that should be the answer. During which mitotic stage chromosome separated into daughter chromosome? Okay, so this is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, right? So this one chromosome is just like this. Over here, chromosome in the middle, nicely. Okay. Over here, the chromosome separated. Okay, so the chromatids become chromosome. And over here, okay, the chromosome will be on the pole. Okay, so which one do you think when actually the chromosome separated?
So anaphase.
Yes, it's going to be during A, anaphase. Okay. If a parent cell has 46 chromosomes, during which mitotic stage the chromosome become 92, which is double, right? So this is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Okay, so this one is 46. Let's say we just put 2 as a 46, right? And then metaphase is going to be in the middle, only 2. Yeah, this one's going to be double, right? Become 4, right? This one also double. Okay, 4. In its side is 2, so become 4 telophase. So which one do you think will have 92 double?
So it would be anaphase and telophase.
Yeah,
So-
anaphase and telophase, which is C and D correct. That's correct, Alexis. Good job. Okay, next. Okay, that's just the picture. Continue. During which mitotic stage chromosome align in the middle of the cell? So when you see under microscope, it's just really nicely in the middle of the cell. What stage is that?
Telophase. No.
No, telophase is like this.
Oh, it would be
Already
metaphase.
separate. Right?
Yes.
Which one?
So it would be metaphase when they're.
Metaphase. Yeah, it's nicely in the middle is metaphase. Okay, so look at this. Okay, this one metaphase nicely in the middle. Okay, the final product of mitosis is important. You have to know what is the final product of mitosis. Okay, after the telophase, of course, this becomes 2 cells, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the cell carry the same number of chromosomes like their parent. Okay, they're identical. Right? So what is the answer over there?
So it would be A.
Yeah, 2 daughter cell that is identical. That's correct. Okay. Cancer is a disorder which cells have lost their ability to control what? What they are unable to control, their
Rate of cell division.
is uncontrolled cell division. Which lifestyle choice responsible for 90% of lung cancer? That's going to be easy. What is that? Lung?
Smoking.
Smoking. Okay. Which cancer therapy produce side effect like hair loss and nausea? Which one is that?
Chemotherapy.
Yes, because chemotherapy actually try to kill the cell that divide very fast. Okay, our hair cell, is actually also divide very fast. So the chemotherapy, the chemical, used in the chemotherapy will also attack our hair stem cell. What happened with us? Bald. Okay, it's become bald, hair loss. That's chemotherapy. Unicellular cell like bacteria and some protists. So you have one cell over here. So when you divide into two, okay, remember the mitosis, yeah, one cell divided into two. For us, because we are multicellular, the mitosis usually for growing and replacement, repairment. But for unicellular cell like bacteria, it's one become two cell. Now, what do you call that?
Would that be growth?
No, growing is, you mean it's become bigger. Like our, when we're growing, is more cell like that. But this one is
Reproduction?
actually, yeah, they reproduce one bacteria into two bacteria over here. Two become four. Okay, that's for them. The mitosis is actually reproduction. Okay. Okay, this is just a picture how they reproduce by dividing one into two, double. Okay, a homologous pair of pairs consists of
2 chromosomes and 2 sister chromatids. Or what are we going to?
yeah, you're correct. Two chromosome. Okay, it's gonna be look like this. This is one chromosome with two sister chromatids. This is another chromosome with two sister chromatids. These chromosomes are homologs. Okay, so two chromosomes with four or two sister chromatids each. Okay, total four. Okay, next, which structure holds sister chromatids together?
Spindle fibers.
No.
No?
Okay, so if it is sister chromatid, it's holding over here. The one is called the centromere.
Oh, I was
Okay.
thinking of a.
Oh, when that's divided, yeah, when divided, it's spindle, right? But it is just telling you when they hold together. It's called the centromere. Okay, that's centromere over there. Reproductive cell division is also known as, this is not mitosis because this making sperms and eggs. What do you call that? Reproductive cell.
Meiosis.
That's going to be the meiosis. Okay. Which of the following process occur during prophase 1 of meiosis? This is very important process, P1. Okay, prophase 1. The chromosome gonna make a structure called the tetrad with crossing over here. Okay, that's the very important things that happening during prophase 1. So which one is that?
So it would be C. Yeah.
Which is the prophase 1 of meiosis 1? Chromosome lines, clinical and reappear crossing over. Yes, the crossing over and tetrads is present there. Okay, how it just look like. What is tetrad? Okay, tetrad is look like this. That is tetrad. It has two chromosomes with four chromatids, and there is a crossing over. How many chromosomes over here? Two homolog chromosomes. So look for the two over here. Okay. And each of them consists of how many sister chromatids? 1, 2, 1, 2, right?
Yes.
So which one is that?
Sister.
It's gonna be, this one is sister. It's gonna be
So it'd be
A, right?
yes.
Two homolog chromosomes with two sister chromatids each. Okay. Picture 1 and 2 below show stage end of meiosis. Which one is that? Okay, remember is the chromosome divided. When the chromosome divided, what do you call that process?
It would be anaphase.
Anaphase. But this one is on the first one. This one, because there are two cells, this is gonna be the second anaphase, right?
Yes.
So this is A1, A2. Which one is that?
So it'd be C.
Anaphase 1 and anaphase. Good. Okay, how about this? This one, okay, this one have double chromosome over here. Double mean diploid, okay? And this one is only single chromosome. It's already separated. Single mean haploid. Okay. So which one is that?
So it would
No.
be haploid and diploid to it.
Yeah. Which one?
B.
The first one is diploid. The second one is haploid. Should be D, right?
Yes.
The first one is diploid. The second one is haploid. Okay. Which of the following disorder is a trisomy of autosome? It means that it has extra chromosome. Like we are 46 X and Y, right? This is
Yes.
normal. Okay. So sometimes someone have 47 because have extra. So this person actually have extra chromosome in number 21. So number 21 X, instead of having 2, it actually have 3 chromosomes. That's what we call the trisomy. So what do you call the syndrome that have extra chromosome in number 21?
Turner syndrome?
No.
Down syndrome.
That's very, very kind of famous. They usually have the same face feature.
The Klinefelter?
No, that
That's
will be the Down syndrome. So Down syndrome is trisomy in chromosome number 1. Down syndrome. Okay, so Down syndrome over here. So you see the number 21, it has 3 chromosomes instead of 2. Should be only 2. Okay. Which of the following is monosomy? Monosomy is only 1 chromosome. There is no pair. So it's going to be 45. Okay. And usually X0. So only have 1 X chromosome. Okay. Usually female 46 XX. That's normal female. This one is not normal. Okay. He have less X chromosome. Okay. And this condition is called Turner. Okay. So Turner syndrome is monosomy, which is it will be female. Female that have less female character because less X chromosome. Right? This female will be what we call tomboy, look like male. Now, okay, that's one. Okay, that's the picture. How about trisomy of sex chromosome? This one is actually 47 trisomy, which is this person has extra X. Okay, usually male 46 XY. What? This one is extra X over here.
okay.
This is gonna be male, which is called the Klinefelter syndrome because it has because it has extra X. Then here his character will be close to female character. Okay, so a little bit feminine. It's called Klinefelter. Okay, that's kind of memorization for you. Which of the following is phenotype? Remember, phenotype means character that you can observe, you can see. Which one is phenotype?
Probably the widow peak.
Yeah, because you can see widow peak, but you cannot see genotype, AABB, you cannot really see it. It's just a symbol in your chromosome. Now, how about which one is genotype? This is a symbol that we cannot really see.
DAABB.
Yeah, that should be easy, right? So that's the answer. An allele that masks expression of another allele is called. So this one is actually become dominant because they're masking other allele. So it's going to be dominant allele. Good job. How about this one? During meiosis, a pair of alleles sort independently of the other pairs of the allele. This is first statement. Okay, this is a memorization. This is called the independent assortment, which is the law or the second law of Mendel. It's just memorization. Now, about this one, what are the possible produced by an individual with following genotype AABB? Okay, let's say I'm gonna use one pair of allele first. Let's say if it is AA, okay, then the allele will separate like this. So the sperm will carry one A, another A. Okay. If it is AA like this, then the sperm will carry capital A and lower A, right? If it is AA like this, it's going to be separate independently. Become A lowercase and A lowercase. Okay, that is only one. Now, how about if like this? Okay, how they gonna making the sperm? So you have to combine the different letter over here. The first with the first is become AB, right? And then the first with the second is gonna be AB, and the second with the first AB, okay, and the second with the last gonna be AB, all the same. But how about if look like this, A B B, okay? So you start with the first A B, the first with the last A B, okay, lowercase. First with the, I mean the second with the first A B, the second with the second A B, okay, 4 times. Okay, so what do you think the answer over there?
So it would be C.
Gonna be C, right? A B, A B, A B with different letters over there, lowercase or capital. Okay, now next. How about this?
Uppercase A. Uppercase B.
So A B.
A would go with B again.
A with the first one is become AB. The first with the last is AB. The second with the first AB. The second with the last AB.
Would it be E?
Do you see that E? What happened with E? You
Oh,
have
never mind.
AB, AB, AB. Okay. So which one?
Oh, it would be A. No, C. B. Just B.
B, because they're all the same. So four
Yeah.
of them all the same. So you can just AB like that. Okay.
Okay.
So make sure you know how to do it, because later you have to combine them to make an individual. Okay, look like this. Emmy has widow pig, which is dominant allele. So we can use W, okay, as a dominant allele. And freckles, which is dominant allele. So it's going to be like this. Okay. So because this is dominant allele, okay, so Emmy may be both like this, or could be like this, right? But still widow pig and freckles. Okay. So this is going to be Emmy genotype. I don't know which one. Okay. We have to know the information from the neck. Her father has widow pig, so it's mean her father also have capital W, one of them, and freckles. So her father also have one capital letter of F. But her mom has straight hair and no freckles. So the one that you really know is mom, because mom is recessive. So her genotype will be like this. Okay. So because the mom like this, then the father could be like this. Then Amy will be capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase. That's probably the Amy genotype. Okay. But the question is, what is her mother genotype? Which is the very the one that you know, actually we know. What's the mother genotype gonna be? Both gonna be recessive.
So going to be E, lowercase W, lowercase.
Yeah, that's right. That's the only one that we know exactly. Okay. Now, how about this? With the pig, it's the same formation. The father with the pig and freckle, but her mom has straight hand freckle. What is the Amy's genotype?
Is Amy's genotype?
Okay, so the mother is lowercase, lowercase. The father will be capital. So Amy will be combination. Which one is combination?
So capital W, lowercase w, and
Yeah.
then uppercase F, lowercase f.
Yeah, which one is it? A, B, C, D?
That would be B.
B. Yeah, correct. So it's gonna be capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase. Skin color has multiple gene. So multiple gene is mean that poly mean a lot. Okay. So skin color, people height, it is polygenic inheritance. It has multiple genes. Okay, this is information and memorization. A couple has 3 children who has wavy hair. One parent has curly hair and the other one straight hair. So let's say mother have curly hair. Okay, the father is actually straight hair. But the children is wavy hair. Okay, what kind of inheritance is that?
The polygenic.
No, polygenic is many
Oh.
color. This is no.
Incomplete dominance because
Incomplete. Are you sure? Yeah. Incomplete is mean that the one that will give intermediate character, right? Curly, straight is medium. Like you have red flower with white flower. If it is produce red flower, what does that mean? Is dominant. But if red and white produce pink color, what is that?
that's
Incomplete.
codominance.
Yeah, incomplete dominant because it's intermediate. So this is intermediate is incomplete dominant.
Oh,
How about this one? Red and white produce pink. What is that? What type of inheritance is that?
did we say it was going to be codominance or incomplete dominance?
This is red, white. Okay, it's become pink. This is incomplete. Okay, that's incomplete dominant. If it is red, white, you have flower with red and white dot that go together, it is called a codominant. Okay, so if it is pink, then what is that?
So if it's pink, it would be incomplete.
Incomplete dominant. Okay, intermediate character. Now how about this one? White cow and black cow produce cow with black and white patches.
Mm, that would be the
White, black. If
codominance.
it is produced gray, it's gonna be incomplete because together, right?
Mm.
Is intermediate. But now it's not gray, it is black and white together.
So would that be the polygenic or would that be codominance?
No, it's codominant. Polygenic is many gene, okay, which is skin color. So this is codominant. If you see both color present together, white and black, you see white and black together, it's gonna be codominant because both of them has the same strength. Right? They have the same strength. It will present together. Okay, a couple had 3 children, 2 of which have dark colored hair, like parent, and the last one blondie hair. What can you tell about this inheritance? It has more black children, black hair children. What do you think about black and or dark and blondie? Which one's going to be dominant?
Dark hair.
Yeah, dark hair is dominant and blonder hair is recessive. So which the answer is going to be?
So it's going to be A.
No,
What can
because B is correct too.
Oh,
Blondie is
A and
recessive. Okay, A and B. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple has 3 children, 2 of which have dark color hair like parent, and the last one blondie hair. Dark hair is dominant, blondie is recessive. What can you tell about the parents? What do you think the parents? The parent that have blondie hair is mean that the parents should be
Okay, so it's going to be recessive. So it's going to be D. One parent is dominant, the other one is recessive.
no.
Or heterozygous. Oh, because
So the parents should be like this: mother, father. What do you call that?
heterozygous.
Heterozygous. It has to be heterozygous, right? Only heterozygous that will produce this. See, the blondie over here, right? It's said to be coming from one D from lowercase from mother and another lowercase from father. Okay? It should be heterozygous. In monohybrid cross, where both parents are heterozygous, the expected phenotype ratio will be, it's always 3:1. Okay, dominance will be 3, the recessive will be 1. Just like the dark hair over there, the 3 children dark hair, 1 children blondie, always like that. That's the ratio for phenotype.